This video might just have the smallest target audience in the history of this channel. This is for my fellow lanky people, tall, thin, and I'm talking thin, really thin. So say if you're 185 and can wear a size medium bib short, you're too normal, congratulations, you don't need to watch this video. For reference, I am now 183. I used to be 185, but I crashed too much, so I shrunk apparently. I'm hovering around 62 kilos and I have very, very thin thighs. So this means I always have a lot of issues finding bib shorts that will fit me the way I want them to fit. And a couple of months ago I put up an Instagram story asking people about suggestions. If someone out there was in the same seat as me, looking for bib short with enough leg length and straps that didn't pull your shoulders, so you just start to ride like this. And I was actually pretty surprised. I got a lot of messages from people that have the same issue as me and have a lot of trouble finding bib shorts that fit them well. So I thought I would share a few tips that I wished I learned before I spent a lot of money on bibs that didn't really fit me or feel that comfortable. And I thought I will also give you some actual example on my scrawny body. Sorry about that in advance that you have to see this, but if I had those reference myself, it probably would have been a bit easier mission to find the right bib short for me. And this is not about looking trendy or cool or something like that. If I wanted to look cool on a bike, I would not wear Lycra in the first place. I would wear baggies. I heard that's all the rage right now. But for my long rides, my old days out in the mountains, I take Lycra and tight cycling jerseys any day over the baggies. But it's just my personal preference. So the biggest issue for me is always the leg length. Since size small is usually the size that fit me good around the midsection, bottommocks, and yeah, you know, that area where the pad goes. The issues arise that I'm cycling around in hot pants. I just feel very uncomfortable having the leg like riding half up my thigh. Like I said, it's not really about the look. I will never look good in Lycra anyway, but it's more about feeling comfortable in what you're wearing. So my reference bib short in terms of leg length until this year has been the Endless, I don't actually know what the model, I think it was called like long bib short, like Endless bib short, long leg. They don't sell this anymore unfortunately, but as of now this small size bib short actually measures around 30 centimeters inseam. I actually think they're stretched a bit. This is about the perfect length. Putting it on, they measure about 29 centimeters, and the gap from the hem to the front of my kneecap when riding is about 12 centimeters, and that's like the sweet spot for me and my scrawny legs. But since these are a few seasons old now, I wanted to find a good replacement. So this year I set out to buy 2 pairs of bibs for this season, one normal pair and one cargo, you know, with the side pockets for those long all-day rides. The first bib I picked up was the MAAP Team Bib short version 3. And the reason I picked that up, which one is it? This one. The reason I picked this up is because I actually own the version 1, and the version 1 is just on the shorter limit of how long I want the leg to be. So I thought as long as it's the Team Bib, it should be the same. Unfortunately, I discovered that I have made this Team Bib a tad bit shorter in this size small. Of course, it could be that I have worn my old version 1 bib so much that I actually stretched a bit, but I definitely feel this is shorter than the original one. So just laying it flat and measuring the inseam on the bib itself, I don't really know what point you should measure them, but I tried to measure all these bibs at about the same area, so don't take it as like some scientific measurement, but at least it's a reference you can go by. So the version 3 bibs came in at around 25 centimeters. almost 25.5. And my old version 1 MAAP bib is about 26 centimeters. And on the bike, again, sorry you have to see this, but on the bike, the new bib measures around 25 inseam on my body, so to speak, while my old version 1 bib measures almost 28. And this is after I've ridden a while, making sure the leg has settled in, so to speak. So on the version 3 MAAP bib, from the hem to the front of my kneecap, I have about 15 centimeters, which is about 2 centimeters shorter than I would like to have. The MAAP Team Bib version 1, I have about 13 centimeters. So there's definitely some stretching going on at least, but like I said, I think the version 1 are a bit longer. So that was a slight disappointment. They're still nice bibs though, and they are actually an improvement from the first version because of the straps. That's another issue I see from time to time on these small bibs. The straps are so tight, they're actually pulled on your shoulders, but the new version 3 have this much more elastic strap, so that's good. And like I said, in all other areas, the bibs feels fine, so I didn't feel it was worth hassling with sending them back and everything like that. So I started looking for an alternative and realized I need to go after models that have specific longer leg alternatives. And there's not that many out there. My old go-to was the first Rapha Pro Team long leg version. Since they released the Rapha Pro Team Bib version 2 or whatever it's called now, they destroyed that whole bib in terms of fit for me. It just all kinds of flappy around the legs, kind of like this one, which is a totally another bib, but I had the same issue with the new Pro Team Bib 2. In the end, I picked up this Endura PRO SL Bib, which is an extra long leg. On the homepage, I think it says an extra 4 centimeters inseam. And this is just about as perfect as it could be. It almost matches my previous favorite in terms of leg length, the Endless extra long. On the table, the Enduras measured 28 centimeters, but they are very stretchy as well. So when I put them on the bike, they kind of stretch out to 29 centimeters inseam. And since they're so stretchy, I can almost pull them down and make them even longer, but there's a limit even for me. And for reference, on me from the hem to my kneecap, it's about 13 centimeters. So these Enduro bibs are pretty damn perfect in terms of length. And the straps as well are super stretchy. One of my favorite for sure. The only thing I don't really like about it is the laser cut hem. They're pretty sticky, so they don't ride up your legs, but I would still have preferred a proper knee band, or whatever you call it, instead of this laser cut ending. But you can't have everything, I guess. Unfortunately, when it comes to the cargo bibs, I haven't found any brand that makes a cargo bib with extra leg length. But I still wanted to find a nice one, and in the end, after a lot of positive comments from a lot of people on Instagram, I decided to go for the 7 mesh cargo bib. What is it called now? Damn it, I should have written it down. MK3 Cargo or something like that. And while the bib itself is super nice, the straps is probably my favorite of all my bibs I ever had. Super stretchy, and just you basically don't feel them at all. The problem is the leg length then. Since this is not an extra long leg and size small, as soon as you can use a medium, it's no worse anymore. It seems like usually when you go from medium to small, you lose at least 2 centimeters of inseam. And those 2 centimeters are just the ones I need. So the 7 mesh measures 25 centimeters on the table, and I got about 26 centimeters having them on. So the gap from the hem to the knee is around 15-16 centimeters there as well. So they definitely feel shorter than any of the other bibs I talked about this far. It's not the end of the world. I will still use these because they feel really nice. Like I said, especially the straps, I love them. But I would definitely have preferred them to be about 2 centimeters longer. So speaking about that, going to medium makes all the difference. Last year I actually picked up Sportful, what are these called? The gravel ones. Just have one pocket on one leg. And I found this on sale. I think it was almost 50% off, and it was only a medium left. I tried it on in the store and I could actually wear them, and it didn't flap like crazy around the legs, and the leg length was good as well. So since they felt good in the store, I decided to pick them up, and I've ridden a couple of times, but I realized on my really long rides, the medium is too big for me when it comes to the actual pad placement and stuff like that, and I started to get chafing around the more delicate parts. So that's usually what happens when you have the wrong size bib short. But the leg length on these is pretty much perfect. They measure about 28 centimeters with them on. The knee to hem gap is only about 13 centimeters, so just about perfect. Unfortunately though, I can't ride around with them scuffing up my undercarriage. So if you're picky like me about leg length and are tall, say 185 or something like that, and you need to wear small bib short, definitely go for the extra length alternatives out there. The Enduras are nice. If you have a bit thicker thighs than me, you can probably wear the Rafa Pro Team 2 extra long as well. What other brands are making these? Pactimo, I think it's called. They also make what's that bib short called? I think it's called STRATOS or something. 12-hour bib. They don't ship outside of the States, unfortunately, or North America at least. They don't ship to Japan, so I haven't had a chance to try those. I will put some links down in the description. And I'm also very curious if you are in the same kind of scrawny build as me, if you found any other brands that make long-legged, small-size bibs. I'd be very, very interesting to hear your recommendations. So hopefully this will be the last video I will show you my legs in that much detail. I hope you can sleep tonight, and if that didn't scare you off, I will catch you in the next one. Peace.